Hi everybody, and a very warm welcome back to the painting channel. And you find me on the sunny beach at Dymchurch, near to where I live. I was out walking the dog this morning and I love that scene behind me, so I felt that it would be great to do a lovely watercolor tutorial based on this scene. So let's roll that intro, let's see what happens. Hi everybody, welcome back. Now I'm back in the studio and I've had a lovely walk on the beach this morning with Lobo, my dog, on Dymchurch Sands, and you saw that beautiful seascape that was in front of me or behind me or wherever it was when I talked to you guys. But I wanted to come back to the studio and do a lovely tutorial based around what I'd seen first thing. Now, since that moment, my ideas have changed a little bit, and what I decided to do was to get low and dramatic. What do I mean by that? Well, often when we take photographs of a scene for a picture that we want or plan to paint in the future, then we stand up and we take pictures with our phone or our cameras in the standing position. What I decided to do was to change the drama of what I saw by getting down low, by kneeling down, in the wet sand, got wet knees unfortunately, well worth it though. But I knelt down and I put the camera way down low towards the sand level, aimed it up slightly so that I got the whole of the vista. I got the rocks, the pools of water, the groins and the sea and the horizon and the sun beyond all of that, and I felt that that made a great composition. So that's what I decided to do. That's what the tutorial's about, not just a seascape, but also looking at the way that you can present that composition by changing the photographic aspect when you're doing your own photo reference for paintings in the future. So without further ado, let's get on, let's see how it turns out. Okay, ready? Before we crack on with this painting, a little bit about the paper and the brushes that I'm using and my palette. Now you all know my palette, and the colors that I use are listed in the show more tab under this and every other video that I'm using. The only change sometimes, if I'm doing a plein air, there'll be a different palette, but that will be listed separately anyway. So you know the colors that I've got. There are a couple of extra ones sitting here where I've been doing some abstracts of late and just putting out a little bit of fresh color. So ignore those. The palettes are ready to go, and the brushes I'm going to be using, as always, are my Rosemary Company. These are the Red Dot series, and in the main some of them are older ones that are sable blends, but these are all Rosemary Company brushes. Now if you want these, or if you like to look at Rosemary's website, I thoroughly recommend it. I would never ever suggest a company or brand or product that I hadn't tried or indeed enjoyed using. And I've been using Rosemary's brushes for 12-15 years now, and I would never change really. I have got a couple of others, as you all know, but essentially I use this brand. Now if you're going to buy any, then please pop along there, but when you get to checkout, if you do me a big favor and just put Paul Apps in capitals unbroken in the affiliate links tab, and I get a little thank you from Rosemary for helping promote them and helping guide you guys to buying some brushes. More importantly though is the paper. Now this is a piece of Arches and it's 300 pounds in weight. That's 640 pounds, 640 GSM, different measurement, and it is a rough surface. Now, okay, so I can't actually find my mechanical pencil at the moment, but I've got a Staedtler 2B pencil, which is more than adequate to do the job. I don't need to put too much in here in terms of information. What I do want is to have a very high horizon. So I'm going to take my horizon line all the way through here like that, quite high up the page. It's probably what, 3/4 of the page up. Try, unlike me, to make it a little bit level. That would always help, of course. And Okay, so what I've got down here is a great big rock in the foreground. I like it. It's a bit of a blocker and it does work. The only thing that against it is I don't like this great big pointy section right on the end. Now I'm going to put a rock in here because it does work, but I'm going to round it off a little bit like that. And just, it's not going to be as smooth as that, but you get the idea. I just want to put it in there and allow sort of other bits of it to exist. And we've got a nice section of light catching that part and another dark section here, and we've got little bits of water around the bottom of it. We have another rock over here. And I'm getting ready now to add color and start putting the lighter values in first, and then we can progress all the way down until we put our real dark values on right at the end. So let's get underway. Now I've got a large brush for this, and it is a number 14, and I'm just going to put some some water on the palette ready to go, and I'm going to start off my colors with some lovely cobalt there. And it is very, very little of that, to be fair. We're going to come in with some phthalo blue. That to me works quite nicely. So I'm going to make quite a weak tea solution, but I want to make enough of it to do the job. And I'm also going to make a little pile of some lemon just there, really just a touch of it right on the edge there. Okay, so I'm going to come back in here now. I'm going to start putting in my lovely blue. Now bear in mind that when you are putting a wash on, you've got to keep that bead active. Okay, so what I'm just doing is just tapping off a little bit of the light right there where I want these clouds to come through, and all the way down into here. Quite a bit of magenta, little bit of the Payne's grey. So that's getting us quite a dark violet colour. But we need to bring in some of the Sienna, burnt sienna into that. So we get a very warmish but cool mix. Again, test it on your paper. Check where you are with that. It's quite a dirty colour. Alright, I think it needs warming up more than that. So I'm going to come over here with a bit. I've got some translucent orange up in the back here. I'm going to mix that into there and see where that takes it. I quite like that. Alright, so that will be a mix between there and there, because we've got lighter areas of our sand. I'm going to add in maybe a little bit of yellow to that as well. I'm just going to run that through areas of here. This is let that come this way. Now I am scratching, as you can see. I need to leave a nice bit of light on here, and I've actually lost that. I'm going to see if I can re-wet this area and lift just a bit of that off. I didn't allow for that, gotta say. So there are a lot of changes happening with this painting that I wish I'd allowed some light on, but I didn't do it, so I can't change that now. Earlier today I was painting this with you and I wasn't actually very happy with what was happening. I couldn't put my finger on it at the time, so I decided to stop filming, and I also decided to leave the painting alone, walk away and go and do something else for a few hours, which is indeed what I did. And another form of painting, I was decorating. But I then had a meal and I've come back this evening and taken another look at this. I'm still not happy. There are certain things I did within this that I shouldn't have done. So I should have left light through here. I should have been a little bit more careful. I should have come in here with a much darker tone or a much bluer tone. It's gone a little bit too violety, and that sort of competes with the violets in here, which drags it down. Now also I lost a lot of light through here by not making provision for that when I was coming down with the wash. I just went straight through like a blunderbuss, and I could have done something better, but I didn't, and that's the problem. So I decided to walk away from this, and I have to say that I'm almost tempted not to continue, but I feel that that's a little bit defeatist. I'm better than that, as all of you are, if you were faced with the same situation. So I'm going to push this on, and hopefully that you will get something from it, even if it is a case of what not to do during the course of a painting. So I think one way forward for this would be to actually increase the dynamic of the darks. We'll come to those in a little while. There are one or two areas that I need to address first and foremost, and that is I need to get a bit of red in here, a little bit of my and that was neutral tint, a little bit of Payne's grey in there, and a little bit of striking orange colour in there. That's gone a little bit too far. Let's just come back a little bit. And not a lot of water going on. I want to make this area much darker through here. For good measure, we may as well put the no. See, I've done it again. I've made a bit of a schoolboy error, running before I can really sort of walk, as it were, and I'd have to leave that one and come back to the other ones, because I've actually forgotten something very, very important, and that is that lovely hill behind. A little bit of my blue, that blue that I was using, the Phthalo blue, going in. Maybe a little red to that, just to knock it back a little bit, and test once again, as I did earlier with colours. Test the colour that you've got. Is it the colour you want? I think it is, but I think it needs to be much weaker. So let's just come in now, and let's just put in our, I know it's going to cause me a problem if I touch that, so let's try and work around it. Come down a little bit, because we have got the numerous buildings which are high through there. Still very, very damp, but we are probably strong enough to carry on with this one now. And I think we've got a lot of dryness going on here. I'm going to come back to my dark colours, and I'm adding a little bit more orange to that dark colour, sort of dirty brown, a bit more blue. Not a lot of water, be aware of that, not too much water, because as it dries lighter, of course, and you want to have this stay pretty dark when you do it. So I'm going to come in here. I want to put in a very, very small brush. Just scraping it through, because certain places it's got more than in others. A little bit left on that one as well. So we've got our nice reflections. We have that working for us, at least. That's good. Softening in one or two places. Like I said, the reflections are lighter than the subject because they're very, very dark. If it were that these were white posts, then they would appear darker in the water. But I think we've got away with that. I think that looks quite nice. Now this is where I did lose out tremendously when it come to painting these, because I should have left some real strong areas for that warm light instead of coming straight through with the wash underneath, and that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that, but I did. Can't change that. It is what it is. Break that through there, and then we've got the reflection. I'm just going to put it in through there. Another stone here, another rock. Okay, we're going to do the same for one or two more. Now there's actually quite a very big shape that I've missed. Now, where is it? It's coming across here. We've got a double facet in this and this. Like that. Big old lump of rock sitting there. Quite dark through there, and we've got a bit of a dark accent on the one in front of it. So let's put those in. Lighten up again. Let's come back to that shape that we had. We're going to come in here and we're going to put in our reflective marks. Here's the gouache. Now I'm going to use a rigger or a smaller round brush for this. Doesn't need to be a big one. In fact, There are two brushes. These two small rounds will both do the job quite happily. I'm just going to come in and I'm going to tap in a few light areas here. Now that is strong. What I want to do is I'm going to mix in here. I'm going to mix a bit of yellow to that. I'll make that a little warmer as a highlight, so we can come down here. It's going to fade off for sure. You're not going to get a light that you would have had I allowed the white paper to remain. It's not going to happen at all, but this is the best I can do with what I've got left to do. Okay everybody, one watercolour finished. Now, gotta say, this afternoon I walked away from this painting. I really was not happy with the way it had gone. I had made some fundamental errors, some colour mixes were wrong, and some of the approach was wrong. And I will try and identify those during the course of the video. And as I said, I walked away. But the thing is, I tell you guys that if it doesn't go right, try again. And I felt that it'd be very wrong of me just to give up and abandon the painting and do something else. So after my evening meal, I came back out here, had another look at it and felt, can I bring this monstrosity back from the brink? Well, I'll let you guys be the judge on that. But I did give it a serious go. And even if nothing more than tells you how or what to avoid doing when you're painting your own work, that's something. It's well worth putting out there just for that, just to enlighten you guys that we all make mistakes and paintings don't go our way. And sometimes if you put them out there and put your hands up to it and try your best, then that's fine. That's all you can ever ask of yourself. And that's what I did this afternoon. So yeah, I've done it. It's not the best piece of the world, but hopefully you'll have enjoyed it. Hopefully you've got something from it. And if you have, then why not give it a big thumbs up. And at the same time, become a subscriber. It doesn't cost you anything to do that, but it does tell the algorithm that it's a channel that's worth promoting, and it recommends that video and other videos out to other people around the world. So that would be awesome, and I thank you very much. The reference for this, as always, will be over on my Patreon, so pop on over there, take a look around, download the reference for free, have a go at this one yourself, and you have my permission to simplify it as much as you want. This was quite complicated, so simplify it as much as you wish to. But while you're in the Patreon, why not check it out? If you want to get involved, you want to reach out and learn so much more, there's a lot on offer, and I'd love to welcome you as my latest patron. In the meantime, I'm going to get over this one. I'm going to get set up and get ready for doing another video. I catch each and every one of you next Friday at 3 p.m. I look forward to that. And in the meantime, enjoy your painting. Have fun. Stay safe wherever you are. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. We're going to get low and we're going to get quite dramatic. And I mean by that... Hi guys, and welcome back. Now, as I said at the start, I'm going to be doing what am I doing? I'm going to be painting this lovely morning seascape for you guys this evening, this afternoon, or at some point. Start getting in. You be a good boy. Lay down. Yeah, I know, you're a good boy. But stop scratching, right? Yes. I know. Yes. Go lay down then. Here's a good lad. Lay down. I'm going to be painting this lovely seascape for you today. What? I'm trying to do a film. I am trying to do a film. No, I know. Yes, I know. What do you want? You're talking away. I'm meant to be filming, lad. Honest. Yes.